of the United States, that being the Congressional Medal of Honor. The Army Medal of Honor was established in July of 1862 to be presented in the name of Congress to such non-commissioned officers and privates as shall most distinguish themselves by their gallantry in action and other soldier-like qualities. This was opened up and extended to include officers in March of 1863. A total of 43 Medals of Honor were presented for actions during the Battle of Spotsylvania Courthouse. Half of them, 22 to be exact, occurred in just this initial assault on the Muleshoe. So during approximately 1 hour span of time in this general vicinity has to be one of the most concentrated periods of Medal of Honor actions performed in American military history. Every one of those 22 citations were for flag captures. It's impossible for us to know the circumstances for each one of those captures, what surrounds those. Some of them note capturing flags in personal encounters or hand-to-hand combat. It is also possible that some of these flags may have been lying about, their bearers had become casualties, and the captor picked up the banners off the ground. But we do have a few of these citations that include additional details on these deeds of valor. I'll read a few of those for you now. Sergeant Charles S. Fall, 26 Michigan. 26 Michigan was credited as the 1st Regiment over the works, Nelson Miles Brigade. He was one of the first to mount the Confederate works where he bayoneted 2 of the enemy and captured a Confederate flag, but threw it away to continue the pursuit of the enemy. Private George W. Harris, 148th Pennsylvania, commanded by Colonel Beaver. That's Brooks Brigade. He was cited for a capture of a flag, wresting it from the color bearer and shooting an officer who attempted to regain it. First Lieutenant Charles McNally, 69th Pennsylvania, that's Owens, Philadelphia Brigade. In a hand-to-hand encounter with the enemy, captured a flag, was wounded in the act, but continued on duty until he received a second wound. This was all on his 28th birthday, by the way. Corporal Alexander McHale, 26th Michigan, the 1st Regiment over the works again, captured a Confederate color in a charge, threw the flag in front of the works, which I'm guessing maybe he threw it back to the Federal side, and continued in the charge upon the enemy. Keep in mind, these are guys who probably realize that if you come back with a flag, you could get potentially a medal, and they're throwing them down to continue their job in this assault. So, the last one I'll read here is Private Christopher W. Wilson, 73rd New York Brewster's Brigade, took the flag from the wounded color bearer, that being of his own unit. So he picks up the flag of his own unit, carried it in the charge over the Confederate works, in which charge he also captured the colors of the 56th Virginia, bringing off both flags in safety. So he saved the flag of his own regiment, and then he goes ahead and captures an enemy flag as well. I'm imagining when he got back to the main line, they had both flags. It's probably a sight to see. Now, this last citation has an interesting detail. It said he captured the colors of the 56th Virginia. 56th Virginia was in Pickett's division, not at Spotsylvania Courthouse. There's a number of these Medal of Honor citations which list the capture of flags from Confederate regiments which were not at this battle. This is most likely due to some errors in the numerical designations of these units, or has to do with the fact that many of these medals were presented decades after the war, and the specifics have become a little bit hazy, I guess. Of these 22 citations, 14 were issued during the war. The rest were all issued post-war. But all in all, just a rundown on of these 22. There were 12 privates, 3 corporals, 4 sergeants, 1 first sergeant, and 2 lieutenants. We had 3 Michiganders, 2 Ohioans, 9 New Yorkers, 8 Pennsylvanians. 6 of them had been born in Ireland, 1 in Prussia. The rest were American-born. The youngest was 16-year-old Private Archibald Freeman of the 124th New York. Now, as I mentioned, all these medals were for flag captures, but one has to kind of wonder how many other deeds of valor worthy of medals of honor were also performed that morning. The intensity, the close nature of the fighting here at dawn on May 12th certainly witnessed countless acts of bravery and heroism that could qualify for Medal of Honor citations. We will never know the specifics of all those, but through these few citations, we get a better idea how some of them played out right where we're standing now 150 years ago. With that, I will pass it back over to Frank and Beth.
Just a quick word. We've been talking a lot about chaos and confusion, getting caught up in the attack, losses and gains, and I'm afraid that one of you have had a loss, and we've had a gain of a pair of glasses. Has anybody lost their glasses in our tour so far? Anybody? If you do find that you have lost your glasses, please come see me. With that, we're going to move on with Frank to our next stop, back toward the angle.
You have time for a quick question?
Sure.
Those 20 guns, okay, do we have any more details? That's a big loss. If they were here, they could have done some real damage. Did they just get up here and were not ready to fire, and that's why they were captured? Or did they get off a shot? Or do we know this? Or would it not have mattered because of the federal unrun?
It's going to be a mixture of that. Some of them are going to get in place just in time to be captured. Some of them might fire a shot or two. None of them are going to be able to make a real difference in their arrival. The ones that are quickly streaming back. The ones that are already here, they do get off. I think I said 20 to 25 shots.
You did.
Carrington's battery here is able to make some headway.
So if they were all left here before, there would have been a lot more headway.
Yes. Remember that it's the artillery that beats back Mott's assault on May 10th.
You think it would have stopped it? I don't think it would have stopped it.
I don't think it would have stopped it, but it would have made